It's late. Your cat used to sleep beside you every night. Same place. Same ritual. Same quiet little body curled against your legs, like that was the safest place in the world. And then, one day, it changes. Maybe they stop jumping onto the bed. Maybe they sleep farther away. Maybe they hide under the couch. Maybe they avoid you entirely. Most people think it's nothing. A mood, a phase, a cat being a cat. But in feline behavior, sudden changes like these are rarely random. Cats are masters at hiding illness, pain, and weakness, which means the earliest signs are often small changes in sleep, movement, appetite, litter box habits, and social behavior. And sometimes, those changes are the only warning you get. Let's start with the most misunderstood one. A cat that begins to hide more than usual is not always being moody. In veterinary medicine, increased hiding, reduced energy, unusual vocalizing, reluctance to jump, appetite changes, and litter box changes are all classic early warning signs that something may be wrong. If your cat has started choosing the darkest corner of the house instead of your bed, the message may not be rejection. It may be protection, because when cats feel unwell, their instincts tell them to withdraw. In the wild, weakness attracts danger. So a cat that feels sick often does what cats have always done: disappear, become quiet, and conserve energy. That survival strategy is exactly why illness in cats can go unnoticed for so long. If a cat that used to leap up with ease suddenly hesitates, or stops jumping altogether, that can be a sign of pain. VCA notes that cats in pain may sleep in unusual positions or odd places, avoid normal movement, and show difficulty with everyday actions like climbing or getting onto surfaces. Cornell also notes that older cats commonly develop arthritis, which can make reaching beds, stairs, litter boxers, and food bowls physically difficult. That is why my cat doesn't sleep with me anymore should never be dismissed too quickly. Sometimes it is a behavioral shift. Sometimes it is a body problem, and the body often speaks first. Then there's appetite. If your cat stops eating, even for a short time, that is serious. VCA warns that cats who have not eaten for 24 hours need immediate veterinary care, because anorexia can trigger dangerous fatty liver disease. Cornell also lists loss of appetite among the common warning signs of serious illness, including cancer and age-related disease. A cat that walks past food, sniffs it, and turns away is not being picky. It may be telling you that something hurts, something is blocked, or something inside is failing. The litter box can tell the story too. More time in the litter box, fewer or more urinations than usual, straining, going outside the box, small hard stools, diarrhea, or a sudden change in bathroom habits can all signal disease in cats. VCA and Merck both list these changes as reasons to seek veterinary care. And constipation alone can become urgent if the cat has not produced a bowel movement for 48 to 72 hours. And if your cat is spending more time in the box but producing less, that is not a small problem. It is often a warning. Now watch the coat. Cats that are declining may stop grooming normally. Cornell notes that older cats may need more help with grooming, and a sudden lack of grooming can signal a health problem. VCA also lists an unkempt coat, lack of grooming, and changes in appearance as possible signs of illness. A cat that once looked sleek and clean, but now seems matted, dull, or messy may be too weak, too painful, or too disoriented to maintain themselves properly. That is not laziness. That is a signal. The face can change too. Veterinary sources note that cats in pain may show a grimace, a vacant stare, squinting, or a posture that looks tense and guarded. They may resent being handled, avoiding touch in ways they never used to. Sometimes the signs are quieter than that. A cat that follows you less. A cat that no longer greets you at the door. A cat that doesn't seek your lap. A cat that chooses isolation over closeness. Those changes matter, because the bond between cats and humans is real, not imaginary. Research from Oregon State University found that a majority of cats in attachment testing showed secure attachment to their caregiver, meaning many cats genuinely use their human as a safe base. When that behavior changes suddenly, it can be emotionally meaningful, but it can also reflect pain or illness. And if your cat is older, the story becomes even more important. Cornell's Feline Health Center explains that cats 10 years and older can develop cognitive dysfunction, a condition with signs that include altered sleep, wake cycles, wandering, staring blankly at walls, increased nighttime vocalizing, reduced interest in food and water, and urinating or defecating outside the litter box. So when an older cat suddenly sleeps all day, cries at night, seems confused, or no longer acts like themselves, that is not just aging. It may be a medical condition that needs attention. Breathing is another line you should never ignore. Cornell notes that labored or rapid breathing, open mouth breathing, or breathing faster than normal can be signs of serious heart or lung disease. Merck lists difficulty breathing or shallow breathing as an immediate reason to see a veterinarian. And Cornell warns that cats with cardiomyopathy or lung disease may show rapid or labored breathing, lethargy, and decreased appetite, sometimes with sudden, life-threatening events. If a cat is breathing strangely, do not wait. That is not a watch and see symptom. That is a hurry now symptom. And there is one more thing people often notice too late. A cat that suddenly becomes clingier, crankier, more fearful, or less sociable may be sick, stressed, or in pain. VCA specifically lists personality changes as a sign of illness. Sometimes the cat that hides is the one that's hurting. Sometimes the cat that suddenly won't leave your side is also hurting. That is the cruel part about cats. They are experts at looking fine until they are not. They do not complain the way humans do. They do not tell you where it hurts. They do not explain the fear. They do not say, "I'm getting weaker." They show it in small ways. In the bed they no longer climb into, in the food they no longer finish, in the box they keep returning to, in the corners they keep choosing, in the way they stop being themselves. So if your cat has started withdrawing from you, do not start with heartbreak. Start with observation. Ask, are they eating less? Are they jumping less? Are they hiding more? Are they breathing differently? Are they using the litter box differently? Are they grooming less? Are they sleeping in strange places? Because those answers matter. And if the change happens suddenly, the safest move is to call a veterinarian. If your cat has not eaten for 24 hours, or is breathing hard, or is weak, lethargic, or unable to move normally, that is urgent. Now here is the part that stays with you. If your cat stops sleeping beside you, it does not always mean they are leaving you emotionally. Sometimes it means they are trying to protect themselves from pain. Sometimes it means their body is failing. Sometimes it means the quietest member of your home is asking for help in the only language they have. So the next time your cat chooses the floor instead of your bed, the closet instead of your pillow, the corner instead of your chest, do not just call it a habit change. Listen, because in cats, distance is often the first sentence of a very serious conversation.